So, okay, all you circuits people, Big Nate here. And I've come to a realization, an epiphany, I guess you could say, of why life is what it is. You have all these people out there that are complaining about Donald Trump and what he's doing and what his regime symbolizes and all the acts and things he says that you may not agree with. I say, let him say it. I don't like hearing it, but he's going to say it anyway, so you might as well just let him say it. Let him bury himself in mediocrity. Let him define his existence with what he does. Therefore, once he's gone, we can forget about him. Or we can embrace history to review what went wrong by having him in office and not make the same mistake again. This is going to be a historical event. Once he's out of office, what's next? We don't know. That chapter has not been written yet. But do we want it to repeat? Do we want it to be the same? I say no. Many people would be like, yes, we need to keep following this path. There are things in the path in which we need to remove. But the path that we govern for ourselves should not be left to the wills of a madman. Simply put, he's not mentally stable. Our president is unhinged. I completely and utterly believe that. He does not represent me, or at least half of the nation. He's stirred up the biggest bowl of Jim Jones Kool-Aid, and unfortunately, I think the nation is going to feel its wrath. I implore both the Democratic and Republican parties to step back from the rhetoric, to step back out of the shadow of this so-called president and look at themselves and really justify their existence and what they want to do to try and better this country and lead it in a way that is compassionate and not without authority, but an authority that looks at the bigger picture as a whole rather than dissecting cultural differences to better one side than the other rather than have it be equal and fair. That's all I'm asking. I have friends that are Republicans. I have people I consider my brothers. And we disagree on a lot of topics. We disagree with what things are shaping up. But we don't hate each other. We respect one another enough to know that that's the way they feel, and I may not be able to change their minds. But they also know that I'm out there in opposition to it, and they're not able to change mine at the moment. But how do we do that? How do we come to a plausible unification of our country again to where I can have my opinion and it be okay, and they can have their opinion and it be okay, but the outcome of that, if it's equal, we need to be somewhere in the middle, not one side or the other. Like, I believe that there should be stricter gun controls. There should be definitely more penalties if guns are used in a violent crime. We need to protect our children better. Not only from guns, but from the internet and the predators that are out there. We need to make sure that families are families for a reason. And I want the world to see America as that strong, unified front against the evil of the world, I guess you could say. I mean, there are lots of other countries that have it worse off than us. But a lot of my friends that are on the right side of the aisle, and I'm not on either side, I'm in the middle, which makes it hard for me because I don't want to be a fence sitter. I want to be a trendsetter. You know, I want to be the guy that people go, that guy knows what he's talking about. I don't want to cause harm on anybody that doesn't want to cause harm on anybody else. I want innocence to be able to flourish and thrive and become better. Those people that are young to grow in a society with as little hardship as needed. Now, listen to what I just said. As needed. You're going to have hardships in life. A lot of them is what you put yourself in. But when you have outside forces that are pushing against you in a way that leads you down a path that is not where you need to be or want to be because you feel objectified, you feel oppressed, that's not good leadership. Good leadership is listening. Good leadership is unifying. Good leadership is doing things that the people can't do for themselves. No matter how hard it may be for you to do it, you are the leader. You have to lift your people up. Bring them to the surface. Don't drown them in hatred and bigotry and, financially oppress them to the point to where they see no way out. They feel trapped in a country that doesn't care for them. And that's the way a lot of these minorities feel. Now, you may not agree with somebody being trans or gay or a lesbian or whatever they may want to be. As far as you forcing us to try to make our pronouns, no, I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. You can be you. Your name is Alex. Guess what? Your name is Alex. If you're Ted, it's Ted. If your name is Alex when you were born and you want to be Sheila, guess what? You're Sheila now. I don't care. I will call you whatever you want. But you're not going to force me to change the narrative in your favor by depriving my own. Physical looks aren't everything. Mental attrition isn't a good thing. To think that you're better than someone because you're if you look at everything that is presented to us by a certain person in office, it's all about them rather than about us. We're the ones that need the help. He doesn't need any help. He doesn't need any help. You're not helping us by beating your chest and trying to get your people to follow you that much more. Loyalty or nothing. You don't get anything if you're not loyal. It's not the way it works. It's not the way it was designed to work. With the Constitution, it's supposed to be for the people, by the people, which is a very simple statement. In the Bible, it says you reap what you sow. Now, you can interpret that any way you want. But the seeds that you plant today will grow if you keep feeding that seed. So if you plant a seed of hate, it's going to grow into a hate tree. So I don't know what you guys want from me, but we need to change. We need to come together. We need to unify. The United States means something to me, and I want it to be that way. So please leave your comments, keep it civil, and I appreciate everybody out there for who you are. All right, Big Nate out.